Thanks for joining me on Radio Taiwan International. You're listening to Sunny Side Up, a weekly escape from the headlines that weigh us down. I'm Eloise Phillips, and in a world flooded with negative news cycles, I'm here every Tuesday to shine a light on the quiet heroes, the breakthroughs, and the everyday wins happening right now, across the globe and in our own backyards. From innovative communities in Taiwan to heartwarming news abroad, I'll share stories that remind us hope still exists. Join me for positive news reports, guests' personal highlights from their week, and special features with local changemakers. Tune in, lift up, and let's spread the good vibes together. Get ready because an episode full of purely positive news is heading your way. In this episode, I report on Beavers saving a London tube station, polio vaccine developments, paternity leave in Taiwan, the world's first rooftop ICU garden, and a philanthropist's huge donation. Keep listening to find out more. An unusual group of eco-engineers is working just steps away from a local McDonald's to protect London's transit system from climate-driven flooding, all at zero cost to taxpayers. Officials in West London turned to nature for help after heavy rains repeatedly caused a nearby creek to overflow, flooding the Greenford Tube Station's ticket office. In 2023, the Ealing Beaver Project released a family of 5 Eurasian beavers into the area, a species hunted to extinction in England and Wales more than 400 years ago for their fur, meat and perfume secretions. The results were almost immediate. Within weeks, the animals began reshaping the landscape. By constructing 7 dams in their first year, the beavers successfully pooled the creek into a pond and carved out new tributaries, effectively diverting floodwaters away from urban infrastructure. Beyond free flood mitigation, the project has sparked an environmental revival. According to journalist Eric Barnes in a Good article, this beaver introduction hasn't just solved a climate-related flooding problem, but it has also brought other benefits. The area has transformed into a bustling nature reserve, welcoming freshwater shrimp, 2 bat species, 8 new bird species, and a rare butterfly. Plus, locals and tourists are now booking beaver safaris to glimpse the animals at work. The UK initiative reflects a growing global trend of utilising beavers for climate resilience. Similar reintroduction efforts have been used in Utah to combat droughts and in California, where the benefits of beaver-engineered waterways are now protected by state law. Researchers have developed a promising new approach that could help accelerate global efforts to eradicate polio by improving how vaccines stop the virus from spreading. According to MIT News, scientists at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have designed a novel vaccine additive, or adjuvant, that enhances the effectiveness of the injectable polio vaccine. While the current injected vaccine is highly successful at preventing illness, it does not fully stop transmission because it produces limited immunity in the gastrointestinal tract, where the virus first enters the body. Polio is typically spread through contaminated food and water, making gut-level or mucosal immunity critical to halting infections. Although the oral polio vaccine can trigger this type of protection, it carries a small risk of mutating into an infectious form, leading many countries to phase it out. To address this gap, researchers combined the standard inactivated polio vaccine with a nanoparticle-based adjuvant that helps guide immune cells to the intestinal lining. In animal studies, this approach significantly boosted protective antibodies linked to mucosal immunity, increasing them up to 20 times compared to the injectable vaccine alone. Experts say this strategy could offer the best of both worlds, the safety of the injected vaccine and the transmission-blocking strength of the oral version. Beyond polio, the innovation may also support the development of more effective vaccines against other diseases that enter through the gut or mucosal surfaces. The findings mark an encouraging step toward a future where polio transmission can be fully stopped worldwide. A cultural shift is quietly unfolding in workspaces across Asia as fathers take on a much more active role in early childcare. For the first time since Taiwan launched its flexible parent leave program in January, men have officially outnumbered women in filing for time off. According to a report by Taiwan News, men accounted for just over half of all childcare leave requests this past May, pulling in at 50.3% of applicants and shattering the long-standing stereotype that mums handle the bulk of early childhood care. The innovative program allows parents to take up to 30 days of leave on a daily basis. To ensure small businesses aren't left in a lurch, the local government incentivizes employers by paying them roughly $30 a day for every worker approved for the daily leave. This milestone reflects a much larger, rapid evolution in global paternity policies. According to data from Safeguard Global, countries around the world are aggressively reshaping parental benefits to match the rise of dual-income households. While trailblazers like Lithuania, Japan, and Sweden lead the pack with massive wage replacement rates, other nations still lag behind. In the United States, for instance, there are still 0 federal mandates for paid paternity leave, leaving the vast majority of American fathers to skip time off entirely out of career fears. Taiwan's latest numbers prove that when governments offer flexible, paid options, fathers are eager to step up. Experts note that these family-friendly laws don't just promote gender equality at home, they also help minimize extended workforce gaps for mothers while fostering stronger employee loyalty for businesses. A groundbreaking approach to critical care in London is offering patients a breath of fresh air, quite literally. According to NHS King's College Hospital, a new rooftop intensive care garden at the hospital is transforming how most of the most seriously ill patients experience recovery. The outdoor ward, the first of its kind in the United Kingdom, allows up to 6 patients to receive full life support treatment while being exposed to natural light, fresh air and greenery. The BBC reported that the experience for 29-year-old patient Holly Allen was very emotional. After spending 2 months in intensive care, she was wheeled onto the rooftop for the first time. Seeing the sky and feeling the sun brought her to tears as she described the moment as both overwhelming and beautiful. Doctors say the space is designed not just to save lives, but to help patients reconnect with them. Research suggests that time outdoors can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and even shorten hospital stays. Medical teams at the hospital are now studying how this environment may improve recovery outcomes, including physical and mental well-being. The garden features fragrant plants, textured greenery, and a carefully designed layout that allows patients to safely remain connected to critical equipment. Hospital leaders also hope the space will support staff and families, offering a rare moment of calm in a high-pressure environment. Funded through charitable support, including a £2 million donation from King's College Hospital charity, along with additional backing from the Trust, the project reflects a growing emphasis on compassionate, whole-person care, where healing extends beyond medicine to include the restorative power of nature. Philanthropist MacKenzie Scott is drawing attention for a different kind of giving, one that is fast, flexible, and focused on immediate community impact. According to Fortune, Scott has donated $70 million to Meals on Wheels America, a nationwide network that supports more than 2 million seniors and homebound individuals each year with meals, companionship, and safety checks. The unrestricted funding arrives at a critical moment as many local providers faced growing demand and extended wait lists, with some older adults waiting months for assistance. Leaders at Meals on Wheels say the contribution will help expand services and strengthen long-term capacity across more than 5,000 community-based programs. The organisation emphasised that while the donation will not solve all unmet needs, it will allow local providers to reach more people with essential care and connection. Scott's approach to philanthropy continues to stand out. Through her organisation, Yield Giving, she has distributed billions of dollars in recent years, often without restrictions, placing trust in non-profits to decide how best to use the funds. This model contrasts with more traditional, highly structured giving strategies. Her broader impact is substantial. Since 2020, Scott has contributed approximately $26 billion to causes ranging from education and housing to climate action and community development. Recent gifts include major support for historically black colleges and universities, tribal education institutions, and global housing initiatives. Philanthropy experts say her trust-based approach could influence a shift in how large-scale giving is done in the future. For communities on the ground, however, the impact is already tangible. More meals delivered, more connections made, and more seniors supported in living healthy, independent lives. We've all heard those headlines that make your jaw drop, like the billionaire philanthropist who recently donated a massive, mind-boggling sum of money to charity. It's an incredible gesture, and honestly, hats off to them. But if you're anything like me, sitting there listening to a number with that many zeros can make you feel, well, a little small. You look at your own bank account and think, well, I can't build a hospital wing, so what difference can I really make? But if you tuned in last week, you'll remember my chat with Phil about a brilliant global experiment called Drop Dead Generous. It completely flips the script on giving. Funded by an anonymous donor, they are giving $500 chunks of cash to 1,000 everyday people all over the world, with just one rule: use it to do something outrageously kind and creative for someone else. And let me tell you, people are getting so beautifully creative with this. They are proving that a relatively small amount of money can blow someone's socks off if you add a little heart to it. I've got some more examples for you, as I promised last week. We have the ice cream truck. In London, a local GP used her $500 to hire an ice cream truck to park outside her local mosque during Ramadan as a massive unexpected gesture of community welcome. Then we've got the care home surprise. Another recipient used the money to bring a Shetland pony into a senior care home, completely transforming the afternoon and coaxing isolated residents out of their rooms with pure joy. And finally, the studio session. So someone else found a fiercely talented street busker and used their grant to buy them a full day in a professional recording studio to cut a demo. So it got me thinking, what would I do if Drop Dead Generous handed me a $500 bill tomorrow? You'll find out some of my ideas after a short break. I don't know if any of you know this about me, but for my master's degree, I did anthropology, and my fieldwork was with the indigenous people in Taiwan, a group called the Bunun people in Guanshan, or in Kanding village. And there I learnt their traditional weaving technique. I'm extremely, extremely grateful for that opportunity, and I never really feel like I've had a chance to give back for having that opportunity. I was thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if I could dedicate those funds to the traditional weavers in that village? And I don't know if any of you know anything about traditional weaving, but they use the backstrack loom, which is a device which you need to sit on the floor for hours and hours. You go backwards and forwards, and you use your legs as the tension. You're hunched over this machine, if you can call it that, and it's extremely demanding on the body. So I was thinking one of the options, buy high quality adjustable LED work lamps and ergonomic floor cushions, or even pay for a series of professional physiological massages for the elders and the youth through a local clinic, because that's actually what they offered me at the time. So in this way, it kind of honours the physical toll of the craft and hopefully shows that I care about their bodies, which is what my thesis was actually about, and not just about the textiles that they produce. But having said that, there are many more ways in which I could honour this craft. Many modern weavers rely on now commercial acrylic or cotton threads because actually processing the traditional rami, gathering the natural forest dyes, it's incredibly time-consuming, physically demanding as well. I thought it would be also fun to fund the raw materials or labour for a traditional material cycle. For example, I could commission a local youth or family to harvest and process a batch of this wild rami to sustainably perhaps do a workshop or something like I experienced myself in local plant dyeing in order to spread this skill, which is unfortunately on the decline. So in this way, it lowers the financial and physical barrier for these weavers who actually want to create this more authentic traditional piece rather than using the synthetic market threads. Or the final option is sponsoring a youth apprentice. So in the same way that I had the opportunity to partake in an apprenticeship. The greatest threat to Bunun weaving, I think, is this generation gap. Few young people actually have the time to sit for weeks to learn this complex and demanding technique. I could use the, $500 translates to 15,000 Taiwanese dollars. So I could literally buy a young person the time to learn. So it could cover the cost of materials and time for maybe one or two local people to apprentice under an elder weaver for, let's say, a month or more. So in that way, it transforms money into a bridge between generations, ensuring that the knowledge that I have documented stays alive in the hands of the village's youth. But look, what if you don't have $500 right now? What if you have exactly $0 to spare? The beautiful truth that Drop Dead Generous is proving through their research is that the money is just the catalyst. The real magic is the intentionality. So you can start a massive ripple effect today without spending a single cent. And here are some tips on how we can all practice guerrilla kindness, as the author Seraphim Lothian puts it, on a budget of $0. So the first idea is be a bridge for someone else's talent. The busker story is all about validation. You can do that for free. You can leave a glowing, detailed 5-star review for a local business, or write a public post celebrating a creative friend's work. Exposure and genuine encouragement are free currencies that carry massive weight. Number 2, donate your compliments like gifts. Don't just think something nice about a stranger, say it. If you love someone's energy, the way they handled a tough situation, or even just their outfit, tell them. A well-timed, sincere compliment can completely redirect someone else's bad day. And finally, the gift of proactive showing up. We always say, let me know if you need anything, which kind of puts the burden on the person struggling. Instead, make a specific offer. For example, I'm driving past the post office, can I drop anything off for you? Or I'm cooking a massive pot of soup, can I leave a container on your porch? So as I said last week, if you want to read some of the incredible stories coming out of this experiment, or even pitch your own wild idea to get funded, head over to their Substack or check out dropdeadgenerous.org. So I actually want to hear from you. If someone handed you $500 today to blow someone's mind with kindness, what would you do? You can email me at eloise@rti.org.tw. That's ELOISE@rti.org.tw. And let me know. Remember, positive change is happening everywhere, from Taiwan's vibrant communities to stories touching your own life. If you'd like to share your story and appear on the show, please get in contact by email. You can write to me at eloise@rti.org.tw. That's eloise@rti.org.tw. Join me next Tuesday for more feel-good news, fresh personal highlights, and our monthly local Changemaker Spotlight. I'm Eloise Phillips. Thanks for tuning in, stay uplifted, and keep seeing things sunny side up. Tune in tomorrow for more programs by Radio Taiwan International. Until next time.